How about that one?
That's our new leaders right there.
Big Silly!
University of Montevallo, 24-96. National champions, Wallace State, Briar and Clinton. Hey there, everybody. Welcome into this episode of the Rapala We Are Collegiate Bass Podcast. We just dropped the top 25 this week. Today, specifically the top 5 in the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. In first place is the University of Montevallo with 18,915 points. McKendree University in second, Adrian College in third, Murray State in fourth, and Auburn University in fifth. Today on the show, we're going to be talking to Easton Fothergill and Nick Dumke, representatives of top-ranked Montevallo. First time this season that Montevallo has been at the top of the rankings for the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year, presented by Abu Garcia. Easton, we'll pull you in here first. You're finding out the news here real time. You guys are at the top of the rankings, right where you want to be, I'm sure. Talk about how awesome that is to start this new season in first place.
That's great to hear. That's exactly where we want to be. It's been a lot of hard work so far this season to get to that point, but we got to make sure all of our guys know that the job's not done yet. You know, we still got a lot of fishing left, and we got a lot of work ahead of us in order to keep that number one spot.
Montevallo coming off of back-to-back seasons of winning this title, the School of the Year title, Bass Pro Shop School of the Year, presented by Abu Garcia. Currently sitting 55 points, I believe, if my math doesn't fail me, 55 points ahead of second place, McKendree University, who won the title each of the 2 years prior to y'all taking over the reign there. Adrian College is in third. They've got 18,120 points. So first to third, separated by about 800. A little bit of a drop-off between third and fourth. So 3 teams right there in the heat of the conversation for that top ranking, all of which have been ranked number 1 at some point this season now. Nick, let's talk to you, man. 800 points separating first through third. Puts a lot of pressure on this upcoming spring season. This is the first year now that every major trail is double points as y'all go out there, Bass, MLF, and ACA included now. How important does that make the next 3-4 month stretch to where y'all can make it to Lake Hartwell and have an opportunity to wrap it all up when we compete there and win your third straight, which we will talk about in a little bit, would be an historical moment for collegiate fishing?
Yeah, these, like you said, these next 3-4 months are going to be super important for us. It's going to be a grind. 800 points sounds like a lot, but on paper, you know, obviously it's not, especially with all these double point events and even the triple point event. This new point system this year is going to make things super interesting. It's really up to anyone in that top 5. So, yeah, we're really going to have to grind it out. Like you said, McKendree, they've done it 2 years before us. Everyone's hungry that's in that top. They all want it. And like I said, it's really anyone's game, whoever can grind it out and make it to the top, obviously. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough spring, but it's going to be fun. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's cool to look at the top 5 right now, and we wrote about it in the article. Head over to collegiatebasschampionship.com. We've done an analysis of each of the 5 rankings reveals Monday through Friday this week, culminating with the top 5 today. The updated standings are also over there, so go over collegiatebasschampionship.com, like I said. But as we were looking at it, first and second, Montevallo and McKendree both have won this title twice. Third, fourth, and fifth, it goes Adrian College, Murray State, and Auburn have never won the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. So also as the defending 2-time title winner in Montevallo, a lot of fuel behind you guys for those teams to want to succeed and do well and try and knock you off, as 3 have an opportunity to win their first title, and McKendree, too, could also be the first to ever win the School of the Year 3 times. So a lot to follow as we go into the spring. Let's talk about the fall season that was for Montevallo. You guys fished a total of 6 major double points events this fall, earned over 2,000 at each one. Taking a look here real quick, you earned over 3,000 points of 3 of those 6, and I believe that 2 of those 3 were the ACA ran events. Let's talk, Easton, just broadly about the fall. How did it all come together? Do y'all feel like you did a good job? Did you leave some meat on the bone where you wish you could have earned more points at other tournaments? Kind of talk about the first 5 or 6 months of this race and how it shaped up for y'all.
I think the last fall, we had a really good fall. We had some great finishes. I think what we did really good was we started to work as a team more. We started to talk way more amongst ourselves. We weren't discussing spots, but we were discussing kind of what kind of deals we were on, kind of patterns.
And I think that really helped us, and I think we're going to need much more of that going forward to keep the big point events going into the spring season.
You guys have maxed out the amount of school run events you can earn points at. You've earned points at 10 for this season. That's the cap there on the school run events. And then at the ACA events, had a good fall, as we were talking about. So 2 anglers in the top 10 at the Bass Pro Shops Big Bass Bash presented by Berkeley for the University of Montevallo. River Eubanks finished in 7th. Cal Culpepper tied for 8th. Also, if you're listening, go over to Outdoor Action TV, download that app. The full event is streaming now. The Bass Pro Shops Big Bass Bash presented by Berkeley. You can watch day 1 and day 2 coverage. You'll see Montevallo anglers featured in that throughout. Next tournament took place in October at the AFCO Collegiate Bass Open. Once again, multiple teams inside of the top 10. Grayson and Trey finished in 4th, and then you guys, Easton and Nick, finished in 9th. Nick, let's talk a little bit now. I believe that over the last couple of years, we've had you guys on several times. One was a win in Florida, maybe this time last year or the season before last, at a major college event. And then now we're talking to you. Y'all did well at the AFCO Collegiate Bass Open as it pertains to you guys as a 2-angler pairing, contributing and being a part of this fine-tuned machine that Montevallo's got going, where here 1 week 2 anglers do well, the next week it's 2 different anglers. Talk about being able to contribute and know that your hard work and effort has been a major key to the success of the team each of the last 2 seasons, and maybe even prior. I just can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, like you said, that's the big part of our team of what makes us what we are, is just how everyone contributes. Like you said, there's no one team that is constantly the ones, kicking out the top finishes. It's always someone new every single tournament, it seems like. And, whenever we got that hot hand, someone is racking up them points. And if they fall, there's someone to catch them right behind them and get that good finish. And that's really what it's just been these past couple of years, is always having someone that can show out and represent the team and get in that top spot. That's been the biggest part to it, so it's fun.
We're talking with Easton Fothergill and Nick Dumke, representatives from the University of Montevallo. They're currently in first place with 18,915 points. We just announced that today. Reveal the standings on our website, collegiatebasschampionship.com. Get over to social media. Check out the reels we've posted there too, announcing the rankings reveals. Easton, we'll piggyback off of Nick's response there. The team, the way that it's built, we talk about it every time that we have schools on, and how do you go about building a team, and what are the keys to success? And then across that, the answers are pretty similar, and it's being able to have diverse anglers, a deep team, people from different parts of the country. So for you guys in particular, I believe y'all are not from where University of Montevallo is located in Alabama. Y'all are from further north. What are some things that, kind of pick and choose how you want to answer this question? I'll offer a few examples and provide us with your response. But are you learning more from the anglers down here? Do you feel like you're bringing more to the table that is kind of diversifying your teammates as y'all learn about different techniques and different way to target fish from where everybody lives back home, whether it's Texas, further west than that, up north to where you guys are from, East Coast down to the South, you name it. Kind of how does some of the variables play for the regional aspect of where everyone's from? Because as we've talked with anglers from Montevallo, that's one thing that they compliment Coach Crawford on, is that it's not just 50 kids from Alabama. It's maybe 4 to 8 from Alabama, and then the rest are from everywhere else. Talk a little bit about that and how the diversity of the different regions impacts y'all's success.
I think that's one of Williams' greatest things he's done with this team, is pick people from all over the country. I mean, we're from Minnesota. We have people from California, Arizona, Delaware, Georgia. Every corner of the country we have people on the team from, and I think that helps a lot when we all talk amongst each other on the team. We can learn each other from pretty much anywhere we go. We got someone that kind of has a feel for what's going on. When we went up north for Bassmaster, Nick and I were able to teach the team some things, and around here I'm able to talk to all the Alabama kids that are on the team. So anywhere we go, it feels like there's a local that kind of has a feel for what's going on, and we're able to get hints and tricks and stuff from them and kind of put that in our game plan when we go anywhere across the country.
Yeah, it's awesome to take into account and look at. You don't really hear about that in other sports per se. There's different regions of the country that might dominate in football, and that's where all the talent is. Baseball the same way. The guys in the South can play more throughout the year because it doesn't get cold, but there's not like anything in particular where a quarterback from up north is better at this than a quarterback in the south. Whereas an angler, you have different things going on, different lakes, different fisheries and stuff like that, techniques that play into it. And sometimes that translates across the whole country or is specific to a particular region. Being able to share that with your team, go out and use it for yourself, pays off, as we're seeing right here with Montevallo in first place. Talking about the schedule coming up, we've got the full program details, qualifying events on our website at collegiatebasschampionship.com. It's all about to get kicked off. Coming up here in the next couple of weeks, we've got several major double points events. Swinging on over to Florida are both of the major college trails. Talk a little bit, guys. Nick, this question for you. As we get ready to start the season, what do you want to see? Is there a specific game plan that Montevallo has to go out and make sure that this number one ranking stays? Y'all's name is right there beside that number one for the rest of the season. Anything as it pertains to strategy, anglers going out trying to just get a limit of fish, anglers going out trying to win the event like y'all did not too long ago when the college trails went over to Florida. Talk a little bit about this first swing getting started. There's a couple major events, a championship not too far behind that. Really important stretch here the next 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, I don't think we have any particular game plan besides just fire on all cylinders, put the foot on the gas, and go into it as hard as we can. We have that lead now, but like we said earlier, it's tight, so we got to really step up and get some good finishes right out the gate. I think that would make us all feel good if we can get some good finishes at both these tournaments in Florida. Yeah, like I said, just fishing hard, going into it, just grinding for it. That's really the only game plan that we have is just keep doing what we've been doing, keep working together as a team, and it'll come together basically.
With 2 more questions here, each of you will field one of them apiece. We got to talk about it. Y'all have won back-to-back titles in the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. This year, now in first place, it's a clear opportunity for you guys to go out and claim 3 in a row. No one school has ever even won 3, much less to win 3 in a row. Easton, talk a little bit about it. Have to ask, as we go towards that moment, we're building up towards the triple points at the end of the season at Lake Hartwell. There's a lot on the line. There's a lot at stake. You guys have achieved a piece of history each of the last couple of years. You won the school's first title. You became one of 3 to win it 2 in a row. Now, a chance to set yourselves apart, become the only team ever to win the title 3 times, 3 years in a row for the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. How awesome is that to know that y'all have a chance to be a part of history this season?
I mean, that's super cool to think about, being the first school ever to do that. But in order to accomplish that, I think we just got to focus on one tournament at a time and just take it tournament by tournament for the rest of the spring season here. I think if we look too far ahead, we'll get caught thinking how cool that would be, and we want to take every tournament seriously enough. So I think we just got to take it one tournament at a time from here on out, and I think if we can do that and have good finishes, we'll be just fine.
Nick, last question, man. For you guys going out and competing, how are you going to manage the emotions, the magnitude of the moment, the pressure that's going to possibly fall on you guys here the next couple months as we push down this stretch towards the end of the season? How are you going to handle that mentally? Are you going to be thinking about it while you're out in the water? Is it going to be pushing you a little bit, or do you somehow block it out, go fish, and know that you've got a strong team? You yourselves are very capable of doing a good job, and at the end of the day, when you come back, weigh in, scales close, business will be taken care of.
Yeah, like Easton said, you kind of just have to let things flow and just kind of just roll with the punches, you know. We just can't get too caught up in it. It definitely motivates us. It's definitely because it's the end goal, you know, for the entire team. We all want that title. But again, you just can't get too caught up in it. At the end of the day, it's just fishing, so that's all we got to do. Combine that with being confident in what we're doing, confident in the team, everyone that we got on the team, just believing in what we're doing, and like I said, just going fishing and combining that with the hard work ethic, pushing for it. Yeah, I think it'll come together if we just stick to that and keep things simple.
We are entering the second half of the season in the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. That was Easton Fothergill and Nick Dumke from now number 1 ranked University of Montevallo joining us there on the phone. It's going to be an exciting time and exciting moments here over the next couple months. Get on over to collegiatebasschampionship.com, see all those full ranking reveals, check out schedules, points qualifying events for the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. You name it, everything you need is over there on our website. Check social media as well. Everything's going to be there for you to find out more information in real time as we update these standings. We share great content, videos, photos, you name it. That's the place for everything, all things collegiate bass fishing. Guys, Nick and Easton, thanks for joining us here on the podcast today. Best of luck the rest of the season. Hope to see you guys out on the trail. And for the team also, not just best of luck to you two, but to the University of Montevallo and all the teams going out competing this spring season. Stay safe out there, be safe on the water, and best of luck, guys. Thanks for talking with us. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you
for having us.
Fishing is all about connecting with nature. Then grabbing nature by the lip and holding it up for a picture.
To fishermen and other liars, the time you spent on the docks, the banks, the boats, the lines you cast, and the hooks you set. These moments you share with the people you love, the fish you never forget, and the tales that get taller with every retelling. Make memories that'll last a lifetime with Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.